Hey, yo, what the f***? This is a pally right here.
The late night flight is paid for by the following. Hello. I have 3 questions for you. When you're talking NBA with your white coworkers, do you say that Dallas Mavericks point guard Luka Doncic is the best player in the NBA to position yourself as non-threatening in the office? And when black people think that you talk like a white person, do you reply, hey, you would too if you graduated from an HBCU? Are you Rachel Dozer? If you do or are any one of these 3, then you are suffering from the contribution of white privilege. Hi, my name is Nasur Nuru, and if you are looking to go from Wayne Newton to Wayne Brady, please give us a call at 1-800-HELL-NO-CANDIS. That's 1-800-HELL-NO-CANDIS. Give us a call now before you turn into Tay Biggs.
It's a bunch of us. I'm a hand in the colony. Hold on. Everybody on their mountain, everybody marching for a young nigga like me to get tsunami on it. I'ma get it, I'm a winner, baby. I'll be on my curry till I crash your bird 40 on the tank. Yeah, I'm acting nerdy if it's at the Appalachian to the Appalachian. I'ma do whatever that they take to make a black a nation. Hold on.
And now we have Hanif Sowell, the senior correspondent of the Light Skin Delegation. But what the f*** is that? Light Skin Delegation?
We, the Light Skin Delegation /Coalition/Network, call this emergency press conference to remind everyone that Charlemagne the God, despite his many dermatological efforts, is not, nor ever was, a member of the Light Skin Delegation. At present, the late Michael Jackson was the only confirmed member to ever make the conversion. We have denied Charlemagne and Sammy Sosa's application on numerous occasions. In more pressing news, we unequivocally denounce the abhorrent act of the light-skinned man who took engagement photos in a cotton field with his colonizer fiance. Benedict Arnold and his bride-to-be Becky do not in any way represent the delegation, and effective immediately, he has to identify as a white man on his census application. Light-skinned men will forever hold blackness in high regard, and we have a zero-tolerance policy against this type of behavior. No further questions at this time. Pushes through crowd. My review that I wrote after I finished watching it was, so I watched 10 episodes of Lovecraft Country and all of this phenomenal storytelling and symbolism just for it to tell me that the black man has to sacrifice himself so that our women can raise our seeds with the guidance and wisdom of gay men. That's my synopsis.
So wait. Well, what do you think that the main character sacrificed?
He died for his, oh, you didn't finish it?
Wait, hold up. Who do you consider the main character? Not Angela Bassett's husband.
No, the young guy.
The young guy died?
Damn, bro. I didn't know you didn't finish watching it.
I only watched 5 episodes.
I'm sorry. Well, I spoil you.
Well, let's just talk about it because I ain't going to watch it. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, spoiler alert, old boy, he died?
He ultimately sacrificed himself so that everybody could live. But when you actually look at it from my perspective, the 2 strong, dominant male main characters, which was Courtney B. Vance, and then, what's his name? What's the guy's name?
I have to look it up now. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Keep talk. I'll get it up right now.
But those 2 characters ultimately died, and Omar, or the father, he lived, and he was ultimately, and then he had a son, and they ultimately were the only males that were left in that family.
The name is Jonathan Majors. He plays the character Atticus on Lovecraft Country.
Yes. So when Tick dies, he essentially leaves, Journey Smollett in charge of everything. And then Omar, what's his name?
Michael K. Williams in real life.
Michael K. Williams. They're still alive at the end, and then they're forging forward. Now, if you remember, well, I don't know, at some point they tell you that Lovecraft Country is a book from the future written by the son of Tick, who wasn't born during the show, right? And there's still room for them to add upon that in another season if they decide to do it. But what I'm saying is that he did all of that to sacrifice himself, and now his bloodline and his legacy is the woman of his life and his gay father. And I just thought that was some sort of symbolism for something that's actually happening in the world.
Oh my God. I mean, that is happening in the world. But anyway, we won't get into that. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. Jonathan Majors, I'm looking at his Wikipedia right now. He's actually supposedly 31 years old. This dude looks he looks older than me. He has a movie. I think we should watch it only because of the title. It's kind of funny. So in 2019, this is how he came to prominence. This is based on what Wikipedia is saying. He starred in an independent feature film called, get this,
The Last Black Man in San Francisco.
There you go.
Yeah.
I want to see that. You saw that?
I did see it.
Oh, how did you like it?
It was a pretty good movie.
Was it one of them deep type of indie films where you got to like really get into it? Like you got to shut up and sit down and really pay attention to it?
Yeah.
It's that type of deep?
Because it's more about the dialogue.
Yeah. I mean, but you know what though? I ain't gonna lie. If I did put a film out, my film would probably be like that too. I think yours would be too because we're dialogue heavy.
Right.
You know what I mean? We some highfalutin motherfuckers. But speaking of highfalutin bullshit, Hanif has a new segment. So for those who have been our passengers, our fans, people that have been listening to this new phenomenon called the late night flight, we put together a lot of different skits. Some good, some bad, some non-existent, you know? But we like to have fun. That's just what this is right now. This is a workshop for us. We're just having fun through our work week because, hell, all we do is work for the most part. You can't do anything right now in 2020. You know why. We ain't got to explain that. But anyway, so Say Don't Say is this segment that Hanif is going to explain. I'm going to just let you know that, I kind of like it. I kind of don't like it. I'm going to tell you what me and my man Smarts. So for those who don't know, give you a little peek behind the curtain. Smarts is one of the engineers that work with me. Like I cut it up. I do some engineering too. I got another guy that do some engineering, maybe do some master work on it just in case. So me and him was texting when we basically finished it together, got the music, got everything together. I'm going to share the text. Hanif may be mad at me. I don't know. But Hanif, please take it away. Let people know about this, and then I'll play it.
All right. So Say Don't Say is just me taking or seeing on social media or in my interactions, seeing how men are trying to communicate with women and they might be having a tough time saying things. And this is just another way to say some of the things that you want to say. Most of it is in jest. And I just wanted to give men the opportunity to be able to use their words to mesmerize the woman in their lives.
All right, fellas, prepare to get taught. All right, here we go. Prepare to get taught. This is Say Don't Say. Here we go.
Fellas, if you've ever found yourself struggling with the right words to say to your woman, if she ever questioned why you were a grown man on a third grade reading level, if she ever said the reason why she cheated was because you don't know how to communicate, I'm here to help. I'm going to give you the words that will mesmerize your queen and have her questioning her inability to see you for the king that you are. This segment in our program is called Say Don't Say with your relationship guru, Hanif Sowell. Don't say, how was your day? Say, welcome home, babe. Here's a glass of wine. Have a seat and unwind while I make sure that dinner is ready and do everything that I can so you don't have to lift a finger for the rest of the evening. And if you need to talk, I'm all ears. Babe, is your getting fatter or are you just happy to see me? Don't say, how many partners have you had before me? Say, I appreciate a woman with some experience. I want you to have lived so that you can have a point of reference as I take you to new heights to see sights unseen. Because before me there was none, and after me there shall be no more. Don't say, which one to eat? Say, I took the liberty of ordering us dinner from that black-owned restaurant I heard you mention a few weeks ago, but never had a chance to try. I got an healthy option and some guilty pleasures, so you can taste the orgasmic food burst in your mouth and support black business at the same damn time. Don't say, baby, I'm coming. Say, don't worry about me pulling out. I've mastered the art of semen retention. So when I shiver and curl into a fetal position, that's just my chakras aligning. And I'm not asleep. I'm in a deep meditative state, manifesting our future together.
Yo. You know what? I feel bad that I'm about to read some of these texts because I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah.
I like it. I mean, now that I'm listening to it, I like it. I mean, I don't like it as much as I thought I liked it on Wednesday, but I like it though. So, so I sent it to him. This is after I asked you. I said, yo, Hanif, you cool with this? You said, yeah. I said, all right, fine. No, I'm saying, no problem. You know what I'm saying? So he like, check folder. So I'm listening to it. So my first thing, I said, God, it's bad. I said, yo. And then he says to me, I said, he says, he was super loud. Laugh my ass off. So then I replied back, I said, does he hate me? Maybe I'm not easy. Does he hate me? Maybe I'm not easy to work with. I think it's me. So then he says, yo, what happened to the LSD gag? I'm like, I don't know. He hasn't done one in a minute. And then he says, he writing bars though, leave him alone. So I said, aye, no doubt. And then I replied back, I said, it's like he's dreaming of having the most undesirable woman in Philly. So with all that being said, here's a spoof right now. Here we go. Are your interpersonal skills lacking because you rather tweet than talk? Do you say you're a real because you think your pops was one too? Or is it the fact that you don't know how to verbalize your definition of the separation between love and sex? So you rather lie because you know you're smarter than a woman, right? Am I right though? You know who I am. I'm not a relationship guru. I just say what I want in an honest manner to display a candid yet understanding demeanor. This is Say, Don't Say. Don't say, I'm about to come. Say, oh, Stacey, get up, get right there. Yes. Thank you. Don't say, yo, let's get that orgasmic food from that black-owned business. No, don't say that. Say, I'm about to run to Popeyes. You want anything? Much better. And don't say, I voted for Biden. Say, I voted for Barack Harris. Say, don't say.
Yeah. Did you say you wanted this track to my Say Don't Say?
No. It's just I had to spoof it, yo.
We officially in a battle now.
Oh.
Hey, yo, what the This is some poly right here.
How likely are women to marry a wealthy man or die trying?
They are very likely to do just that. I'm actually started studying this term called hypergamy or hypergamy, which is essentially the biological factor that makes women want to marry up. A woman will normally want to marry a man who's in a better standing than her, and that's where we get this modern day thing called hypergamy, where women are going to look for men who make more money than them, who have higher status, who are apparently more intellectual, all of these things that they can look up to and adore a man. So we want to play a clip for y'all of the clip that kind of went viral on social media, where this gentleman by the name of Kevin Samuels, he's like some sort of internet guy that tells women how to attract wealthy men, or that's. So yeah, I want to play the clip for y'all so you can hear the exchange that happened between him and a young lady who called into the show, and then we'll dissect it.
I honestly want a six-figure guy, is what I'm realizing.
And ma'am, and that's my point. You ladies all feel like, listen, you ladies all feel like you're the exception to the rule. And then when someone like myself comes along and gives you a dose of reality, instead of just accepting it, it's like, yeah, but I'm special. You don't know any men on this level that are not your father, that aren't related to you. That means you don't know these men. You don't know where to go get them. You don't know what they want. But you're still saying, pick me. They don't want mid-30-year-old baby mamas. I'm trying to be polite, man, but they don't want those.
Can I ask you a question?
Did you hear what I said?
Yes.
So that's just a piece of the clip, but he goes on further to, tell her that, he get her to rate herself, and she rates herself a 5 with no makeup and a 6 with makeup. But she does say that she has a nice body. She's a size 3 dress. And he's like, men don't care about that. And as it stands in society, right, as long as this hypergamy thing exists where women are looking for men who have a lot of money and wealth and that sort of thing, men technically have the control over who we want to eventually deal with. Now, we could break it down deeper and say that, listen, that's technically only 20% of men, right? 20% of men that 80% of women are going to gravitate towards. And then 80% of men who are basically waiting in the wings for that man to treat that woman wrong so that he can come in and be Captain Saver and, get his piece of the pie afterwards.
Okay, so if I may, and I'm not trying to evade what you're saying, to be honest with you, that's a little bit too numerical and I don't want to say scientific, but you can't make money. You cannot turn money into science. Science is science. Money is this made up tangible that means a lot now because it's money. It's a problem solver. And everyone likes money. So it's kind of hard to, and I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying for me personally to say, 80% of women will always gravitate to these 20% men that are making so much money. I mean, I guess it is what it is because people just like money. Now, I just want to break down the clip real fast, if I may. First of all, Hanif, she did talk about the size 3 dress, but she didn't say it the way you said it. As far as the body part, she said, my face is a 5, but my body ain't though. That's what she said. That was funny.
She said she has a nice body.
Yeah, I know, but she said my body ain't a 5 though. Like she replied it like that. That was funny to me. She's like, my body ain't a 5 though. She wanted you to know that. So, I mean, look, you know what? She's just in a surrounding where the friends and maybe even family members of her are not doing as well as her financially.
Right.
And that's troublesome. Because imagine if you're like, let's just use a low number, but it's high. Let's say you make $76,000 a year. 76,000 a year, 76K. But you the only one out of your 6 friends making 76K. And your friends know it too.
Right.
You're going to be looked at as the person that's going to, get that tab. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Pay that bill. Oh, we going to watch the Tyson fight? You know where we going to watch it at,
Right.
But you only making 74,000. Like you can't supply a family.
Correct.
With 74,000. No disrespect. I'm not over here knocking the numbers. I mean, 74,000 as a single person is great. What I'm talking about is if you are having people around you, having dependents in some type of manner, even if they are working people, if they over here in your eating up your Tostitos and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? They dependents. So anyway, The point I'm making is this sister needs to find a way to meet different men. And this is why, we talk about these relationship conversations all the time. I think we talked about is it okay for your woman to be friends with the ex? And you're like, hey, it's a small world, and sometimes we just gotta grow up and be mature. But these are the things where I'm, not trying to use a rebuttal or be against you. It's just more of, well, look, just fly to California, go to Nevada, go see other people, other places. Everybody is not rich in your section, in your area. And I'm not talking about like whether it's urban or suburban. I'm just talking about the circle of people that you may know, or even the associates outside of it. You don't know people's money. You don't know what they're really doing. If you're going to have to meet people, and if you want to meet people for real and try to find out who's really making money and not, man, you might need to travel a little bit. You'll meet different people. You can't just expect the next dude next door to the next dude to be better than the last dude. It's not going to work like that.
Yeah, I think another thing that, everybody needs to consider is to adjust things for scale. You know what I'm saying? Because if everybody's looking for like a millionaire or, a multimillionaire or whatever, like you have to think about, where you are and what attributes you want to attract to yourself. And when you shoot that high, or when you're not being practical about your application, you might end up falling short.
I disagree with that. I'm sorry. I do disagree with that. Go ahead, finish. I'm sorry about that. My bad.
So the point I'm trying to make is that, like, okay, like you were saying, 76,000 a year, relatively speaking, is a decent amount of money. You know what I'm saying? And if applied the right way, you can make it into something. Now, if you're a woman making 40,000 a year and you date a man or involve yourself in a relationship with a man that's making 76,000 a year, that's still a come up for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. So when you look at it in those terms, instead of saying, I make 40,000 and I'm only dealing with dudes who make 250,000, those dudes might not necessarily be interested in you because you can't even get into the same spaces that they congregate in.
I get that. I think that, this is where internet Tyler Perry, the old head, he has a bit of an ego to him, and he should calm that down a little bit, because I think the angle that he came at her with was, it was a little more deliberate to me. It was more like, was he hurt by some women in his time? Because, all he had to let her know was, you just need to go other places to meet more men. That's really it, yo. You know what I mean? Like, don't make it seem like just because she average, she's not going to meet a doper man. There's so many men out here. And if she's dope within herself, because you heard her, she was confident. She like, my body, she knew herself. Look, she went on viral television and said, on internet TV, and said that I'm a 5. So in my opinion, I think this woman is more confident than people think. And even though, the old head not respecting her confidence, he over here like, look, man, you're going to die alone. What? Like, obviously she's not getting it all the way, but that's because you dissing her in the middle of it too. You taking shots at her while she's trying to, she's willing to, undress herself. I don't mean it like that, but, she's willing to undress herself to say, so she can hear out, from a male's perspective, a 51-year-old male's perspective. So that holds weight to her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he, in my opinion, he could have her if he wanted to. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying he blew it. He did blow it, but maybe he didn't want none of that. But I'm just saying, this woman was willing to be dressed down on basically, we don't want to call it national television, but internet TV is near national TV like a right now. I mean, do you know what type of women usually do that, Hanif? Do you know what type of women usually do that? Willing to get undressed in front of viral television? Do you know who has started that legacy and now is a multi-mega million billionaire?
Who?
Try Howard Stern.
Oh.
Howard Stern has put a mountain together, a monopoly, if you will, by having porn stars from Brandy Love to Jada Fire, Rod Sibians, and talk about sex, have lesbians come and rub their stuff while he's just talking to them.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So in my opinion, This guy right here, I just feel like, yo, if you're not trying to do shock jock radio, then you just a rude motherfucker and you shouldn't be giving out women advice.
How likely are women to cheat while ovulating?
They're very, very likely to cheat when they're ovulating. If you follow my social media, I have a hashtag called Woman Always Cheating. And it's in my effort to normalize cheating or get people to understand. Now I have scientific evidence, and we're about to play you the scientific evidence that tells you that women are more likely to cheat when they're ovulating.
Are humans biologically programmed to mate for life? Most religions and cultures urge us to. But is that what evolution has in mind?
Human beings can play more than one mating strategy. Okay, it isn't like we have rigidly one kind of mating instinct. Human beings may choose to mate in a monogamous fashion, one man, one woman, and they may stick together with that person. Or they may choose a different sort of a strategy, which is more like other mammals do, which evolutionary psychologists call an unrestricted strategy, in which people don't commit to one another. And you've got multiple sexual partners.
It's long been thought that males are the more promiscuous sex, that they're the ones who play the field. After all, their involvement in child creation need be little more than a one-night stand. But new research is showing that women may also seek sexual variety in the most subtle ways. It's been proven that women tend to prefer guys with masculine faces. Well, some of the time they do. It depends on how close they are to ovulation. Here are two different versions of the same man. Women prefer the more masculine one when they're ovulating, the more feminine one when they're not. The preference for masculine traits at peak fertility makes sense. But the next piece of the puzzle is a bit of a shock. That preference is not just restricted to single women. Women, even married ones, may be biologically driven to promiscuity.
So women might choose as a long-term mate a partner who possesses good dad traits, kind, willing to provide for a woman and her offspring. Then, under certain circumstances, engage in unfaithful behavior in order to gain access to those sexy traits, those traits that are indicators of good genes that she could then pass on to offspring. When would this be for a woman? Well, first of all, when her long-term partner doesn't possess those traits. And secondly, during the narrow window within the reproductive cycle during which she could become pregnant. It doesn't make sense for a woman to engage in unfaithful behavior if she has no chance of conceiving an offspring.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Yo, hold on. What the is a sexy trait, though? And she gets to tap into her sexy traits.
Yeah, it's the carnal, like, passionate part of sex.
Oh,
like,
my God.
Listen, I've been reading on this and it's been blowing my mind. Like, so, and it's something that you innately kind of know and peep how people interact or whatever. But when you have a woman who is ovulating, right, this is where she is at her most peak fertility and ready to get pregnant, right? And she's mad horny. And even in, relationships or whatever, when a woman hits the stage, like she's passionate with her sex. And what they're saying is like, she's attracted now to men who have certain features that are more masculine. So if they more muscle, they got a strong jawline, you know what I'm saying? Or even those like Polish behaviors where it's like, he's a little on the wild or dangerous side, but I'm curious. I'll have sex with him, right? But then...
like Internet Tyler Perry from last segment.
Yeah, right. So it kind of pushes into that. But then what happens is once that period is over, now they go into basic survival mode and they're like, I need security now. If I got pregnant by the asshole at the club that I let smash me in the bathroom, I now need to have a man that is caring, loving, who will take care of me and this child while this man is off gallivanting and doing whatever else he wants to do. Now that's like a basic like generalization. It doesn't always happen like that. There's other nuances that come into play. But if we were like gorillas or animals, that's exactly how it would go.
Hold on. I think you skipped a little small minutia about what she said as well. She said to have sex with this more masculine-faced man to pass on sexy genes to their offspring.
Right.
So now we're talking about a mixture of things. Like I didn't even know that this person's, like if let's say the married woman had sex with the dude because she was ovulating, she wants to have a child. Right. So now we got to play this game of who's the father.
Now, remember, I don't know if you remember a few weeks back.
I don't know science to the extent of how long, my semen can last. I'm sorry. I didn't.
But
I didn't get into biology.
For men, paternity is paramount. Like we need to know that our children are ours. It's something that's innate in us that we want to have our bloodline continue, right? So,
ooh. Okay, I'm sorry. Continue that.
I had made a statement a few weeks back. I don't know if you remember that being a stepfather is the same as being a cuckold, right? And we read the definition.
Okay.
But as far as I'm concerned,
right.
If a man doesn't establish paternity of his child and agrees to raise another man's child, he is, in fact, a cuckold.
Okay. So, all right, that's another discussion for another day. That's fine.
Yeah. But the point, all right, so let me make a point real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so the thing is when she gets into that phase of like, I need security and I need a man that's going to be there and provide for me and that sort of thing. This is where, we start talking about alpha and beta males. This is where the beta male steps up and shines. You know what I'm saying? And this is why I made the stat the other day saying like, yo, if you were a good dad, more than likely you probably got cheated on.
Okay. Oh, nah, I get that. But I mean, yo, here's the thing. That beta or that father, that good father, needs to find a way to just be whatever that physically that man as best as he possibly can.
Right.
That's what that means, honestly, in my opinion. It's not, see, the beta can easily be an alpha. Right. The same way an alpha can easily become a beta.
For sure.
But if everybody looks at the alpha as this is this is what it's supposed to be, then why not everybody jump on the alpha bandwagon and let's just all be alphas? Let's stop trying to decipher who's which.
Not because some of it is innate. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like you can look the part. You can do enough to get by.
Right.
But if you have and there's a lot of factors that go into depend on how you was raised, how you look at women and all of that.
Right.
You can get buff and look the part, and it'll have some sort of effect on you. But it's short term. If that's not naturally you, and you don't gravitate towards that, and you keep shifting back and forth into beta, now what you should be doing, if we know that women have these 2 cycles of attraction, then you need to follow her cycle and act the part of the alpha male when she needs you to, and then be caring and concerning on the other, and be multifaceted as a man.
Yeah, but that's the point that I'm just making. I'm just saying you need to be all of that. But I feel as though don't be any beta. Like, yo, okay, so in the study they were saying that in just them sitting down on the computer, looking at the faces, same face, by the way, same person. They just made one more masculine, made more and more feminine. They geared toward the masculine one. So by physical attraction alone, this is what they went for. So what I'm saying is, for all you betas out there, work on the things that you need to work on to be to physically become or look more masculine than what you used to look. Because it is a look that she's attracted to. She loves you for all the other things except the look. You know, if I was someone that was all about the look and I didn't have anything behind it, then imagine what the day that this person, not me, but I ain't even say me, I'm talking, so that's why I said me, but imagine a person that would think all about their looks to the day they say to themselves, I want to be in love, they don't have nothing to offer. Now they're because if they want to have offspring to carry and do things of that nature, no woman would do that with them because they can't be taken seriously. So again, it's all about all men being, you know, as great as they can be. That's just all that matters. You know, now we can't look at it like, no, man, don't get me wrong. I'm not like disagreeing with your science because scientifically, based on what they were saying, it was proven science of what attracted them. But in my opinion, that can be solved. It's not about looking like a beta. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather appear as an alpha than to be a beta.
Right.
If that is what it is, if we gotta play the who's the real in this situation, and this is what I would do. Oh, I can't be an alpha. Maybe I'm not all the way an alpha yet, but I'd rather appear as such than to be a beta. Because what is this getting me? I gotta sit here and look at little Joshua while she go make a run and go suck something. No, we ain't doing that. Why don't you go hold little Joshua while I go ahead and get these pull-ups popping, you know what I'm saying? Go buy me a challenger and just go run north real fast and let you go chase me down. When you coming home?
Yeah.
When I'm done.
Just like everybody, like this is, it's deeper science to it, but this is just the surface level simplification of what happens in day-to-day relationships.
I do want to say one thing though, if I may. This actually happened in real life. Well, not really real life, but I saw this in real time in a movie called The Departed. So if you remember, Matt Damon was, you know, he was the rat. Spoiler alert, he was the rat. But he found himself a woman that he wanted to settle down with. Now, this woman realized, dang, this dude was a cop. Now he's like a state detective. He's on his way up. He's gonna make money. She's a cop shrink, a cop psychiatrist. She's making money. So she's like, okay, you know, this is gonna be great. Fine. Good man. Out of nowhere, here comes Leonardo DiCaprio. He's an undercover cop, but he just, you know, this DiCaprio. So he just acting. He acts it well. He's just bugging. Yo, who the f is you? Who the f is you talking to me? I just want some pills. What you talking about? She like, okay. You want to go to dinner sometimes? Yeah, why not? And then what happens? He over here before. Now check this out. Out of nowhere, like, yo, everything seemed good in the movie with her and Matt Damon. Like, it was normal. One day, she just wanted to come by old boy house. Came by DiCaprio house, banged down DiCaprio. Then 2 scenes later, she's showing pictures of what you call that? A stenograph? I don't even want to be like, I don't know. Is that what they call it?
This is actual film depiction of our conversation. This is very accurate.
Okay, so she shows a picture of that to Matt Damon, like, yo, and this is the little body and da-da-da-da-da. So it's like, yo.
Right.
In living color.
Hey, yo, what the f***? This is some pally right here.
How likely are you to take the COVID-19 vaccine?
I was actually one of those people who was like, yo, if I'm listening to the science, then science is saying we have to get at least 75% of the people to take it in order to reach herd immunity. And most of the people that I talk to is like, I'm not taking it. So when I'm thinking about that, I'm like, well, I think we should probably take it in order to get to that herd immunity. And then I heard this clip.
How many of you guys are planning on getting the COVID-19 vaccine? No judgment. no judgment. This isn't a left or right issue. I'm just genuinely curious as these articles are ramping out about vaccines. How many of you guys are going to be among the first to inject this experimental vaccine that's been rushed into your arms? I've been amazed, really, just seeing the power of propaganda. And if people say things enough time, people completely suspend critical thinking. Like, I was just trying to work out how a virus that has a 99% survival rate needs a vaccine that has, at best, I think Moderna recently said, a 94% effective rate.
That was the controversial Republican pundit Candace Owens presenting that information, right? And, I've been looking at the numbers, right? So I watched the COVID, and as much as they talk about, it's over 200 some odd thousand deaths versus the amount of cases, when you break it down, it is literally a 1% death ratio. So 99% of the people who get COVID actually survive it. Now, we don't know what the long-term effects of it is going to be, but when you balance that against a 94% effective rate, which means that, it's a 6% chance that you'll still get the virus, what's the point in taking it? And, I think, I've been thinking about this in my own personal life, is like, there's a lot of things that we can do to be preventative, to strengthen our own immune system and have it do what it's supposed to do. Whether it's, just making sure you eat right, do some exercising, and, making sure that your immune system is strong as possible. Then if you so happen to get COVID, you'll have a better chance of coming out on the other side.
The funny thing about all this is it is a lot of the public's fault. It is a lot of us. We are at fault when it comes to this vaccine because we have fearmongered. It's our fault. It really is. So think about it. We have watched that ticker on CNN tell you how many people died, how many people tested positive. The country, not just New Jersey or New York or California, the country. And every day, it rises, it rises, it rises. And then even when it stalled, the number seemed high, so high, we called it a pandemic and this, and that. And that's why you have people out here talking about, I don't give a about a mask. Or, they say all these, wild things, not trying to promote the health and safety of others, just more of the liberties of themselves, very selfishly. And we have all, we're at fault for this because now this vaccine probably is going to be, we're going to wind up taking this vaccine one way or the other. You want to take a flight? You better have your papers. You work in healthcare? Papers. You work as a teacher or you work in a call center where you're going to be interacting with other people? Papers. That's what it's going to be. And it's going to be your livelihood or, no livelihood. So I'm going to always go with livelihood on that. So they're going to get me at some point in time. Now, I agree with you as far as we should definitely work on our immune system, exercise, eat right. Definitely, on that level. And that's not like the personal trainer in me talking. That's just some real shit. I'm cool with that. However, nobody wasn't saying all that shit when these numbers were rising, was they?
No.
Everybody was slapping their hands on their face like Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah.
Run to, oh no, Godzilla's outside. Get the in the house.
Toilet paper and Lysol.
Oh my God. Wear a lubricant. No, be the lubricant. Be it. Be that.
How likely is it that more rappers are going to jail for taking PPP loans?
Too many. Apparently, I guess what's happening with COVID and everything being shut down, the arenas and the tours and the stadiums, rappers are struggling for cash. And recently, G Herbo was arrested for wire fraud and identity theft, where they were charging up millions of dollars on private jets, designer dogs, and other luxury items. Casanova got tied into a RICO case for his gang activities, but PPP loans was one of the things where the FBI threw it into the investigation, where they might have been doing some fraudulent stuff with that. A few weeks back, a rapper made a video with actual unemployment checks that he was receiving when they were giving out the extra $600. That was
Who was that rapper's name? I don't mean to cut you off. Who was that rapper's name that did that? Do you have a name on him? Can you look? I'll talk while you look him up real fast, because I want to give that man props. That person right there deserves to be freed. Somebody, I wanted to do the hood, the hood thing when people say free that person's name. That's why I needed that name. So I can say free that person's name, because he was rapping about his unemployment checks that he had on fraud. I mean, it don't get no realer.
Yeah, his name was Nuke Bizzle.
Free Mook Bizzle. Continue,
Nuke.
I'm sorry.
Nuclear weapon, Nuke.
Oh,
Bizzle.
Nuke as in noose, but not noose, but Nuke, N-O-O-K?
N-U-K-E.
Oh, Nuke. Okay, well, how about that?
But yeah, so like you have all of these people, like, so it feels like with this pandemic, right, that all of that free money that Congress just shot into the economy was like a carrot dangling in front of people's eyes, where it's like, yo, this is an opportunity for me to come up once and for all. And they were so lax in its implementation that people saw opportunities, and people was just taking the money. And then you fast forward to now, things are starting to level off. Now they're going back and investigating these people and locking them up. They actually did an audit where President Trump and people close to him, his business associates and family, were actually taking PPP loans, like illegally, like they were not listing employees or fraudulently listing employees to boost up the amounts of money that they'll be able to get from the loan and taking advantage of it. Now, the president apparently is immune from prosecution. We don't know what's going to happen after January 20th, but it's interesting. I'm torn. I'm on the fence about it, because it's like, on the one hand, I can't knock the hustle. And then on the other hand, it's like, yo, the feds is targeting rappers.
Or are they just saying that they're rappers so they can't have these feds, like the feds can watch them, but they can't just necessarily just jump up and arrest them? Because if these were normal dudes in Chicago, they would have been arrested.
How about that?
I think, because let's be honest, I ain't trying to be rude. Who the are these rappers, though? Like, who the is who's a T-Glow? Who's a Hebrew? Who the are these guys, though? Like, these ain't no Herbo, G Herbo. Who the is this?
G Herbo is pretty prominent in the rap industry out of Chicago, definitely.
I mean, okay, he's prominent as a Chicago rapper, but I mean, that's not like saying you're Kanye West, Chance the Rapper, even Shaha the Prince, like somebody that I actually know.
He did songs with Nicki Minaj,
That's fine. Everybody did a song with Nicki Minaj now in these days. That's all right. You know what I'm saying? Soulja Boy did a song with Nicki Minaj. I'm just saying, I mean, no disrespect to them. I'm just saying they're not even an artist that I necessarily know. Like, you don't have a hit. That's what I'm saying. No disrespect. It's just no disrespect.
He's also dating Fabulous's daughter.
I mean, these are children. I don't I'm not even, first of all, and we was talking about the whole, money, a guy making money and doing what he got to do, whatever the case may be. Look, this guy over here doing fraudulent just so he can date Fabulous daughter. I mean, this dude right here is a G. I can't knock him. I'm just saying he's not a real rapper. I'm just saying he is a criminal disguised as a rapper. He is a white-collar criminal disguised as a rapper. And I'm being funny with the white-collar criminal talk, by the way. I'm just being funny. He's a white-collar criminal disguised as a rapper.
I don't think that's the case. So I don't think that's the case for G Herbo, and I don't think that's the case for Casanova. What I think it is that they are aligning themselves with criminals in their crews and their organization. They are doing pretty well. If you like, G Herbo just made 30 under 30. He just made the Forbes 30 under 30 for his success that he's had in the rap game so far. So he's doing pretty well for himself. But I feel like the people that he keeps
He's in
around.
a Forbes 30 under 30.
Correct.
Yo, hold up.
And this just got listed about a week ago. So
this is ridiculous. How many people bought? Okay, go ahead. You talk. I gotta read. Maybe I'm losing something. Go ahead. You talk. My bad, bro.
So what I'm saying is like, I don't think that G Herbo needs to steal $1.5 million worth of merchandise, but I think he attaches himself to a crew who decides to do it. He doesn't. He's not going to turn a man. He's going to, ride on the private jet if they book it. He's not directly doing it, but because he is who he is, he's going to get attached to the indictment and get in trouble. The same thing with Casanova. I don't think Casanova is still out here, doing stick-ups and robberies as a rapper who's making, at the very least, hundreds of thousands of dollars, in appearance money. He's not out there doing scams and trying to go back to jail. But he's an easy target because he's with the feds. He's who the feds is going to, put out there so that when they do put the headline out, it makes the story stick more.
Hey, yo, what the f***? This is some palace right here.
Thinking of big dreams, dreaming that maybe I'll live in a big house with white picket fencing. My husband, my daughter, my son, and a dog, showing that I love them all. Really portrait on the wall, nanny waiting on call. But I'm stuck on Mac, still getting to the bag. Home extend on my lap, 9 to 5 on my back. This shit ain't where it's at. Lord put me on the map, gotta give me a pack, setting goals on the rack. I do everything but cap, giving up, what's that? Huh? What do I see when I look in the mirror? Bad bitches, any so in the hair. No acne, my skin clear. Check my makeup, fix my hair. Stay blessed cause I'm still here. This ladies hope this shit ain't fair. Fuck it, I don't even care. What do I see when I look in the mirror? Bad bitches, any so in the hair. No acne, my skin clear. Check my makeup, fix my hair. Stay blessed cause I'm still here. This ladies hope this shit ain't fair. Fuck it, I don't even care. Cause it's supposed to be worth it. Every day is a mess, but it's supposed to be worth it. I've been in my cause I done put the worth in. But the job never done, so I gotta keep working. Yeah. Supposed to be worth it. Every day is a mess, but it's supposed to be worth it. I've been in my cause I done put the worth in. But the job never done, so I gotta keep working. Yeah. Maybe I buy a Ferrari. Buy a house so big I won't have to tell the neighbors I'm sorry. Now that's a little kid shit. I'ma buy the hood back plus show hood there and that's rich. Have it so fired up they could pay their rent. Give a job to sis, give a job to bro, giving them hope. Figure out how to cope with all the bullshit meeting us at the door. 401 years later, we was killing it and you ruined it. You a goddamn hater. If you in a Kool-Aid, then tell me what's a goddamn flavor. You ain't no goddamn savior. My God's real, not paper. 401 years later, why? Cause it's supposed to be worth it. Every day is a mess, but it's supposed to be worth it. I've been in my cause I done put the worth in. But the job never done, so I gotta keep working. Yeah. Supposed to be worth it. Every day is a mess, but it's supposed to be worth it. I'll admit I'm upset cause I done put the worth in. But the job never done, so I gotta keep working. Yeah.
Hey, yo, what the f***? This is some palace right here.